Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you something brand new. It's a brand new palette. I'm really excited about this. This has the colours that I'm really loving at the moment, and it's from a brand that I don't have anything else from at the moment, and it's from BH Cosmetics, and it is their Glam Reflection 15 colour shadow palette, and I picked up the palette called Gilded. So it looks like this. It's very gold, very reflective. It has black and white ribbons running across the front of the palette, as you can see there. There are 4 to collect, but I think the more neutral toned one, when I went to purchase this, was out of stock at the moment. So obviously if you do like your neutrals and you want that one, do keep looking at the website to see the stock updates on there. On the back it gives you a little bit of information about the palette plus the ingredients as well, and this was £16 from beautybay.com, so fairly inexpensive. Now the palette looks like this, again very reflective, very gold, and again the ribbons and the name and the information on the back is carried through onto the actual palette. You then have a mirror on the inside, so it's a huge mirror. My mirror is absolutely fine, however I did see a few videos where their mirrors were not quite right, but mine is absolutely fine, and I'm just going to actually cover that up now so that I can show you the palette. And this is the beautiful palette. Like I say, it has all of the shades that I really love at the moment, those golds, those dirty golds, those bright yellows, and I'm really loving yellows and oranges. I just love it so much. Must be because we're having still so much sunshine here in the UK, but I'm absolutely loving the look of this palette. What I will say is I've had a little bit of an issue with it. It was received damaged, and what I found out, because I thought actually initially there was something stuck to the palette because this would not come off. And if you can see, if you can see close up, I hope that's close up enough, you can see that I have now peeled it off, and some of the actual colour of the palette came off with that. Beauty Bay did offer me 15% refund, which I'm going to take them up on that offer. Of course I could have returned it, but the reason I didn't do that is because I loved the palette so much that if I returned it, there was a chance that it may be out of stock, and it just takes so long, doesn't it, to return something and then get it re-delivered again, and also the refund in between that. So I thought I'm going to keep it. The pans are okay. They assured me that it was okay, so I'm not quite sure what the issue was, but when you look close up you can see that this is not shiny. It looks a little bit of a mess. So although I wasn't initially happy about that, I have now swatched the shades, which I'm going to be sharing with you in a moment, and yeah, I'm really pleased that I kept it because it's a beautiful palette. Like I say, I don't have much experience with BH Cosmetics. I know that in the US they are a little bit more of a less expensive, no, they are an inexpensive brand, but here in the UK, because I have watched videos, and like I say, I actually watched the videos first, and that's how I spotted this palette. I don't usually do that, I do it the other way around, but on this occasion I'd not heard of this collection. So I watched the videos, and like I say, I heard that the mirror wasn't that good on a couple of them, and then someone else mentioned the price, and I'm sure they paid $10, so $10 doesn't really equate to £16. But that's absolutely fine. It's still relatively inexpensive, and the shadows seem amazing quality. So I'm excited to not only share with you the swatches, but to try it on as well. So I'll just now share with you the swatches. So the first row starts off with this matte, it's like obviously a skin toned matte shade. Then you have that beautiful dirty yellow colour, Absolutely love it, and it's that colour that really draws your eye into that palette. Then we have our second matte shade, and this one reminds me very much of a Makeup Geek shade, like Chickadee, I think the name of it is. I do have that one, but yeah, I'm really pleased that it's in this palette too. Another matte shade is this neutral brown, and then the last one is this peach orange tone. So that's the last matte. Then moving on to the second row, so we start off with this duochrome shade, which I've got my finger mark there, so ignore that. A beautiful peachy pink with a reflect of gold. Then we have another matte shade, another matte brown, a little bit deeper than the first one. Then we have two more shimmers. So this one is absolutely stunning. Love that. It's the colour that I'm loving at the moment. And then we have more of a berry toned one there. And then the last shade is a deep brown. The last row starts off with this beautiful yellow shimmer shade, and the next one reminds me very much of, and I hope I get the name of it right this time, I think in a previous video I called the, and it's the Revolution Crushed Pearl shade Sass Boss, but it's not, it's Sass Queen. So forgive me for that, but that reminds me of that one. Very much a dirty orangey tone with green in it, which gives it that tone obviously. Then we have this one, which is a beautiful shade, another shimmer. We have a matte toned peach orange again, and the last shade is that, it's like a green toned gold again. Beautiful. The colours in here really are shades that I'm loving at the moment, and yeah, I had to get this palette. So although I was initially, and I am I suppose still disappointed by the look of the actual palette, the pans and the shades really make up for that disappointment, because it is such a beautiful palette. And obviously I always try and, you know, take a positive out of something that isn't quite that negative. Or is a little bit negative, I suppose. So what I'm going to do now is create a look. So I think I'm going to go in with that shade, this one first of all, that shade that reminds me of Chickadee. And I suppose this is another little annoyance. It's obviously not going to affect the shadows again, but it's just, I wish that they had put the shade names on here, because it makes it very difficult for me to explain which shade. So I'm going to point to them on my arm, which makes it easier. So it's the third one on the first row. So right in the centre there, the one I thought looked like Chickadee. Now when I put my brush in, it's looking very pigmented, but there is a little bit of kick up. And that's fine, absolutely fine with me, because I tend to find that those type of shadows work very, very well. So I've already primed my eye with the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in Core, and as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I have nearly finished that now. It's lasted a long time, and I use it every single day near enough. So I'm going to just pop this colour on, see how we get on. Wow, that is intense. Beautiful. These are the type of colours that we need at the moment with all of this sunshine. So that's blended out very, very nicely. I must say that it went on a little bit brighter and it has blended out a little bit. But as a transitional shade, that is going to work very, very well. So I'm just going to do the same on this side. Lovely, just a little bit more on this side. Perfect. Now I'm going to go in with the shade right next to it. So it's that one there. So the fourth one in on the top row. and I'm just going to keep that in the crease. Of course, I'm using my Primark eye contour brush. That's blended really nicely, and it has made a beautiful shade, the two together. It's given me that grungy shade, kind of shade that I'm looking for at the moment. So again, I'm just going to do that on the other side. Absolutely stunning. Exactly what I wanted, you know, shade wise. I also wanted to thank you so much for your feedback yesterday. It was actually a bit of an impromptu video. I knew I was going to do a makeup tour because I wanted to share with you you know, what my makeup collection is looking like now that I've nearly completed the transition from, you know, having a lot of makeup to really downsizing it and feeling a lot more comfortable with the amount of makeup that I've got, and I'm making better choices also with the makeup that I'm purchasing. So I knew that I was going to share that with you, but I had a little bit of a reaction to something that I put on my face yesterday, so I wanted to let my face breathe, and that is why I did that video. I had this one planned for yesterday, but I just thought, I don't know what happened to my face, but it went red all over and it took a long while for it to calm down, so I thought I'm going to leave my face to breathe today. I'm going to pop that same shade. So sticking with that one there, the fourth shade along, I'm just going to pop that underneath. Oh, I love that. It looks so exactly what I want. You know, exactly. Just stunning. I'm going to use a tiny little bit of that deep brown tone there. A tiny, I don't want this to be too deep. I'm just going to put it on the outer part there. And just blend that into the crease. That is extremely pigmented, that shade. And I'm doing that again. I'm going to wipe a little bit of that off and do that with the other side. I wasn't expecting the depth. But that has worked really, really well with the two colours that I've already put on. Like I say, I'm not really aware of too much from this brand. I know that they've been bringing out some beautiful products. Obviously I've looked into it a little bit more now. whatever was left on the brush, I'm just running that under the first part of the outer corner, just to again give me a little bit of depth. And I think that is the matte base laid down. Now what I really want to do, let me just look at the shimmers. I really want that orange tone. Do I want that? I'm not sure. Do I want that one or do I want the green? I think I'm going to go for this one, that one there. It's just calling to be put on my eye. I really love this as well, but I think I'm going to put that on the middle part and see how I get on. So this one is, yeah, so this shade is the bottom row, second one in, and oh, that is absolutely beautiful. That is gorgeous. Okay, I'm just going to put that on this side. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Wow. That is just beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that that is all nicely blended. I love it. Every time I close my eye, I can see that colour, and that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a very thin, small brush, and I'm going into that second shade, which is that yellow there, and I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up, and I'm going to then pop it on the inner corner. No, I'm actually not happy with that. I think what I'm going to do is go in with that brown, the fourth one along, because I think the yellow, am I liking it? I'm not sure. Where's my colour switcher? I'm just going to put a little bit more yellow on, see if I can. Yeah, that's better. I haven't got my usual brush, they're all in the wash, so I'm using the one from Next, really thin. It's like a brow brush, so didn't initially pick up very much product, which is not the product's fault, it is the brush. Beautiful. Now what I want to do, again, I'm just going to clean that off. I wanted it more of a gradient, so I put that deeper, dirty, yellowy orange there, yellow there, and now I'm going in with the this shade here. So that one there. So a bit more of a gradient look, I suppose, going from deep to light. So I was actually going to change it to a spotlight look, but this is what I initially wanted to do. So I'm going to try and keep with that. Goodness, that's a beautiful colour as well. Gorgeous, and that really, as soon as you put an inner corner highlight on, it just opens the eye up, doesn't it, immediately. Okay, so that is the eye look eyeshadow complete. I am absolutely loving it. I'm now going to pop on a little bit of eyeliner, and I'm using the Revolution HD Smoky waterproof liner. that. I've sharpened it, and it's got a little bit of a point on there, so I'm always a little bit careful with that now. And of course I'm going in with the PS Amplif-eyed mascara from Primark. And that is the look complete. My lipstick that I'm wearing is becoming now a firm favourite, and it is the Revolution and Soph collaboration lipstick in syrup. So that is what I'm wearing on the lip. Just add a little bit more of that. So that is my look. That is stunning. I'd love your thoughts on that. That palette is amazing. Initially, obviously, I was disappointed with the fact of the palette being damaged slightly. I'm so pleased that I kept it and stuck with it, because the shadows are stunning. They are unreal. I am loving this eye look. It is beautiful, and yeah, I think I might even be in two minds now about going for the more neutral palette, because that is outstanding. They blended really well, they worked together very well. You know, when I did blend them, the colours worked very well. I think sometimes these kind of shades can look muddy real quick, but they haven't. I can see the first shade I laid down, the second, and the deepest one. It all looks really, really good, and those shimmers are outstanding. So I would love your thoughts on the palette. If you have it, what are you thinking about it? And even if you haven't purchased it yet, are you thinking about purchasing it? Yeah, I just love your thoughts as always. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed to watch further videos, and do select that notification bell to ensure that you don't miss perhaps tomorrow's. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.